Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, and it's time to go beyond this human excuse. This human excuse is not going to work anymore for not being perfect, only human. Well, you know what? Humans are becoming subhuman. Humans are no longer human. Humans have become subhuman. It's getting to the point where, it was a time when humans were the living dead, and now, humans are just completely dead. They're not humans. They're not human beings, and I'm not going to give the type of stuff that is going on, not necessarily in my immediate world, but it still goes on to the point where I don't want to even. That's not a level of awareness that I even want anymore, even though it does not happen in my. It doesn't happen in my immediate world because I cut everybody off. I cut everybody off. I don't even work inside of a building. I'm to the point where I am. I've blessed myself, right? Blessed myself, you know, um, to work, to be in a place where I do not have to work amongst a lot of people. People are no longer alive. And I don't mean that because, um, I don't mean that out of anger. You know how some people are just so angry with the world and sick with the world, and it's like people just ain't nothing. No, people are dead. No, I really mean that. They're gone. If you listen to my previous uploads on this channel about 2021 and when I was in 2023, I saw in February of 2023, which was over a year ago, that it was still 2021 and there was a disaster that happened around the world in 2021 that nobody knows of. And so we're basically like, what's that Nicole Kidman in a movie called Others, when she thought it was a bunch of ghosts in her house and she was the one that was the ghost. Okay? Um, no, so I really mean that. When I say people are dead, I really do mean that. People are becoming more evil because they're no longer people. I saw a vision last year. It's the middle of, let me see, it was maybe June. No, it was like probably March. Once again, February or March of 2022. Here we go again. I saw that the land was desolate. Like, you think you're in a world, even though this is an augmented reality, this is a virtual reality, but even within the virtual reality, the land was desolate. It looked like cars are going around, and you look like you got these buildings, and you look like you have all this stuff going on, but the world is desolate. Once again, that was 2022. Something happened in 2021. Okay. Uh, Now I'm not at that place anymore. I mean, because when I realized that kind of stuff happened, me knowing that I'm in a virtual reality, I don't really have to accept that. But you do need to be aware of things, and then you can decide where you want to take it from there. Awareness is necessary. Awareness is necessary. Uh, but yeah, I saw that the land. I saw that the land was desolate, and then I saw a vision of the People magazine. So if you look at People magazine, and even if you never read it before, I never have either, but I would see it when I go in stores all the time. So I have heard of People magazine. And, do you know where you see the word people on the magazine? It's like the letters were removed, but I knew it was supposed to be where the letters. Like I still saw the area where the letters people were supposed to be on that magazine, but the letters looked like they were removed. People no longer exist. This is a bunch of doggone low entities that look like some human beings. People are gone. They gone. Okay. So no, I don't deal with people, and here's where I am. It might as well go in to clean stuff out. There's something even more insidious going on that I might get into later. Because I'll be the only one ever to talk about that. And I do mean the only one ever to talk about it because I see what's really happening with the virtual reality. I see what's happening. I saw in 2022 that people were in apps. Now, somebody, I can't remember who this person was, got into my comment section and said that she hopes I can become the way I speak about these things, that I can explain more. something like that. That one day she hopes I can explain more. I don't. When I see things like that, I can't explain it in the way that people have these grand YouTube channels with all these lectures. No, I can't sound like that. And it. I'm not saying these people ain't teaching nothing, but people ain't got better. I'm talking about folks still dead. So if I say that I was told that people are in apps, and I mean I've literally I've seen myself so many times pop out of apps when I do meditations and things, and I reach a certain level of consciousness. And this was in 2022. I would see myself literally come out of an app. I would come out of somebody's cell phone. I would see myself come out of laptops. I saw myself come out of my own tablet. And I kept mentioning the movie Matrix Resurrection. I think that was the last Matrix that came out in 2022, was it? Or 2021? How convenient that I do believe something did happen in 2021. I think this movie came out in 2022. And Neo and Trinity, they're making, and Morpheus, but Morpheus was a black guy, but it was like a 20-something-year-old black guy. Their consciousness was like taken into this laptop, and this guy like redid their codes or whatever, and uploaded them in a laptop, like in like a game, in a game. Okay, uh, and so they realized that they weren't alive, that they were living their old lives, that they like Neo had his old job, Trinity was married to somebody else, Morpheus was this young guy. And what happened though? It's like you have to ask, how did they get their conscious, how did they get it in there? Okay, well, I don't know if you've seen Matrix Part 3, so I don't want this to be a spoiler alert, but Matrix 3 came out a while ago. uh Neo died, and so did Trinity, and he was able to pull their consciousness into this computer program. And this is what people are doing, because I've seen them controlling folks. I've seen them mess with me, using little remotes, using their laptops, using whatever, and they're controlling people. They're controlling consciousness. How would they be able to do that? Because something happened to lower people consciousness even further. A disaster, you know. Uh, so yeah, that's what I meant to say. I really mean that. Uh, you know, nothing against skulls, but I do remember 2022, 2023, and some of this year too. I'm like, why do I see so many people with these skulls on their shirts, on their cars? Why are skulls so popular? The angel of death. Why are skulls so popular? Skeletons. Why are they so popular? You know, uh, and yeah, of course, you can say you can choose where you want your perception of awareness to be, but you also have people that want to control consciousness and messing with your codes and things, and so that comes into play too. It's not always that simple if you're not fully aware of how that stuff works. It's not always that simple. You know. So yeah, people are more evil. People are no longer people. People are not. They're gone. And with that being said, it's time to clean stuff out. Just go in and clean everything out. That's it. Clean everything out. I don't care about there are some good times and some bad. I haven't even talked to my family, and I don't. They call and call and call. I haven't talked to them. Because they are connected to other relatives that I deem to be very dangerous. And because this particular family, because I felt like they didn't want to take me very seriously, I don't want to take their phone calls, because I've just come to realize when it comes to me, people are evil. When it comes to me, I don't have a friend. And I'm not saying that to feel bad about myself. And I'm going to get into why I'm not saying that to be a victim. When it comes to people, nobody's my friend. When it comes to me, I don't have a friend, and I don't accept their phone calls, because I realize I do not have a friend. People they're terrible. Okay, uh, and so that's when I realized you're gonna be the best friend you have. I don't even want to deal with any other, you know, how people call on other deities to help them. And that's fine if that worked for them. But then I want to, I have an experience of where it's difficult to trust anybody. And so when I'm in extreme need, I don't want to put trust into anything other than myself to come and save me. Now, other people have other deities that they work with that come to their rescue right away. That is fine. But I have had the experience my whole life that nobody is my friend. I don't even care if they're deities. Nobody is my friend. The only person that can be my friend is me, and that's my reality. That's it. That's my reality. Nobody is my friend but me. So I don't even want to, I'd rather put, if I put energy to anything else to call upon, I want to put it into myself, because I am the only one that know that I'm going to be there for myself whenever I need it. I can't put no trust into anything else. Not when I'm in a dire, not when I'm in extreme need. When I'm in extreme, first of all, when I put my trust into myself and build myself up the same way these gods are built up, I build myself up that way, I would never even be in a position of need, because I wouldn't do that to myself. Well, when you deal with these deities, you be in a position of need to call on them. Well, if I build myself up, I'm never going to be in that position, because I would never do that to myself, because it's me. Okay, and I will leave that at there. You can call them whatever other deities you want. Let me tell you, yeah, the name of Jesus worked. I don't care if anybody else want to talk about it. I have had dreams where something has wanted to come and close in my body and take over. I call that name and it goes away. There's a program where those things are afraid of that name. I don't care if people say it don't work. This is a virtual reality. I realize that. And these things are programmed to be afraid of that name. Even if people want to say it means praise Zeus and all, I don't care. There's some kind of program where these things are afraid of it still. Okay? And I'm not a Christian. I don't like the man-made stuff. Now, you know, when I talk about, I believe in Christ consciousness. And so when you're talking about Jesus, you're talking about a level of consciousness where those things, they can't get you. All right? So, but I don't believe in things the way a lot of, like say my family, they call them, I'm going to say they call themselves Christians because they haven't once read the Bible. And I'm sorry, you can't call yourself something and you want to call yourself trying to convince somebody else to be something that you say you are, but you never read the Bible one time. Then you only saying you're this thing because of popularity, not because you really believe in it. And that's just that. But I've gotten to the point where I am Jesus. Whatever. Okay. Now, Christian Keys, I was thinking about him. And the reason I was thinking about Christian Keys, because I know him in another realm. I just saw another version of him in a different realm. Well, I did know him in this other realm. And he was a very evil man. I'm not saying this, I'm not hating on him. Why would I hate on him? He's a man, I'm a woman. And we don't have the same career. I'm an occupational therapist. But there's another realm where I did know him. He's very, very evil. He's no worse than Tyler Perry. He's no worse than T.D. Jakes. He's no worse than Oprah or Clive Davis or anything. But he ain't no better either. He ain't no better either. Just because somebody don't have their money does not mean they're any less evil. Okay? And so I remember making a few uploads about him and his life. And I remember on the first one, I saw a vision of him before, well, a dream. It was a dream, not a vision, but a dream about him before he even came out with that Instagram live. And I said I saw him, he was like he was in this tuxedo shop, and I saw Eva Marcel. They were talking like they were friends. But he was in this tuxedo shop, like he was shopping for tuxedos or suits or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if it was tuxedo or a suit, whatever it was. And I saw him talking and laughing with even Marcel. Now, neither one of them saw me looking at them. So when I see these people, I'm like, must be in the spirit because they can't see me looking at them. And so I saw him talking to her and laughing. And then he went into this dressing room. And when I saw him, it's like I saw his belly. And his belly was big, like it was bloated or something. And then his right foot was swollen with sores on the top. And I don't know how I saw it because he had on clothes when he was talking to her and he went into this dressing room. All of a sudden I saw this in his body. And so like I was supposed to see that about him. And then when he came up with this when he came out with this video, this Instagram video, I thought I took it as he was so stressed. He was holding in so much negative energy from all the pressure from the industry. People were trying to get him to do something he didn't want to do, and he was just holding so much in that I took it to be that. So at that time, I was like, okay, yeah, he's holding. He want to make it into that industry, but he don't want to do what folks want him to do. But he really wants to make it. I remember questioning a long time ago. I said, Christian is very, handsome person. He's a good actor. He's a great singer. Why didn't he go further? And it came to me he didn't want to. And this was years ago. It came to me that he did not want to do what was asked of him to do in order to get to that level. Because why didn't he become a Will Smith? Why did he? Because he definitely had the look. Why didn't he become a Denzel? Why didn't he become at least even a Tyrese? I know people don't feel certain ways about Tyrese, but this ain't personal. I'm talking about even like the roles that even Ludacris got. I know that Ludacris was just in Fast and Furious, but that was a pretty big role. Why didn't he make it? Because he had the talent, he had the voice, he had the looks. Why did he make it? And the one, you never know what people are interested in. Just because they look a certain way and they have talent, you never know how far their consciousness goes. You never know what they're interested in. But it just came to me that he didn't want to do some of the things that other folks are willing to do to get to that level. That's what came to me. Okay. But today I just thought about Tyler Perry is possessive. Tyler Perry is possessive. And Tyler Perry was probably saying, well, look, you can do this. Tyler Perry didn't want to let him go. Tyler Perry does not want to let him go. Even as all the Queen's men under Tyler Perry filmed at Tyler Perry Studios, Tyler Perry is possessive. He's possessive. He don't want to let Christian Keys go. Basically. I saw the truth about Christian Keys. I had a dream. I'm gonna have to hurry up before I run out of time. I had a dream after that. I had a dream the next day. I saw a vision the next day after that Instagram live that he did, and I saw him walking in the hallway with a briefcase, and he was wearing on a blue. He was wearing a suit, but the blazer was blue. When I see the color blue, because of the way my subconscious processed the color blue, because of what I went through the last 3 years, with 2.5 or whatever, the color blue has to do with Uncle Sam. Now, it has to do with that. That don't mean some people can look online. Well, blue means this. I don't care what one line says. I don't care how anybody else interpret it. Blue is what it comes to me because of what I've been through since 2021. That's how that color blue comes to me. That told me that he done sold out. And I don't care. It's his personal life. That told me he done sold out. And I saw him carrying a briefcase. And like he was going to a meeting. And after that, I saw another vision of where his essence was taken. I saw him with his eyes closed, and he was being taken up. His body was being taken up into this big cloud. And that cloud is an entity. That cloud is some kind of deity. And that let me know that cloud might have been Tyler Perry. Okay? And then after that, I saw him wearing this blue and red suit. So when I see blue and red, that let me know it got to do with Freemason. Okay? So he's an occultist. I don't care. I'm not against occultists. Everybody is a different kind of occultist, so it don't matter. But that let me know what that was. And soon people kept trying to get more answers from him, saying, okay, when are you going to come back out and talk about this or whatever? And because he kept saying, y'all deity, this y'all deity, kept trying to shame other people. I don't want to call his name, but his voice is very distinctive. But this is y'all's deity. Like he's shaming other people. Like, no, don't you try to shame other people saying this is y'all's deity. You know that person better than anybody else that you trying to call and say it is their deity. You know him better. You've been dealing with him. So now don't get on everybody else saying this is your deity. Because you not getting what you want. And so you didn't hear from him for a while. People was trying to hear from him. He basically gave a big F you to everybody. And then he shortly after that come out with his products that he trying to sell. And he came out with an album. I think he been on tour with that album. No, I've been seeing stuff about that album. But he came out with a product. And shortly he came out with this product after that. And so it looked like he just wanted to play people, put it out there to put out a message to whoever he was supposed to be getting money from. That I guess he didn't want to give money to him. I guess that was a message. If you don't do what I want, I'm going to send this to the police. I don't know if he was going to play it for all of Instagram to hear, but he was going to send it to the police. And I guess he got what he wanted. And after that, it's like a big F you to everybody else after he done went live. And that just showed me who he was. But, okay, no surprises there. He's no bit different than anybody else. And I saw in a vision, I knew him in a different world. And he just not a good man. I was an entertainer in a different world. And, these people, they'll sacrifice you. They'll sacrifice you. So basically, I want to talk about what the world is. And I want to touch on Christian Keys again. But I want to talk about people are no longer people. There's nothing but lower level entities that look like people, but they're really only lower level entities. And the world is gone. It's desolate. The land is dead. Not everywhere now. Not everywhere. But in a lot of places, especially United States of America, it's just desolate. But anyway, with that being said, I'll talk later. All right.